Hey guys, it's Emilio Espinoza with Espinoza & Associates, inviting you to this segment of Market Sense where we highlight the month of September's real estate numbers. What do we know? We know the sales for the month of September was 5,038 units. On a month-to-month, that is down about 10.47%. And on a year-to-year, that's about 44% down from 2021. When we look at the new listings for the month of September are 11,237, down 16.7% from 2021. Active listings, 13,534, up 47.3% from 2021. Average price, it's always the average price. It's always the one that hits you right in the pocket. That is $1,086,762, down 4.3% from 2021. We can look at days on market, and we see the days on market are up about 64.3% from last year, and property days on market, it's up 84%. Now, yes, it's a lot of numbers. It kind of could be confusing, but not shocking whatsoever, because we're looking at a market that's obviously tighter because of the pressure that we're feeling because of inflation. Energy costs are having a huge impact on these prices as well. Tends to put a little bit of pressure on buyers, where buyers sit back and start analyzing their affordability. Now, when we look at the month to month, we're down about 10.5%. New listings are up just over 6%. Active listings up about 1%. The average price slightly higher than the month of August. What is shocking, if we look at how the market has behaved since February, when we all know that was the peak. Sales, let's start with sales. Sales were down about 44.5% from February. New listings were down 20.57% from February. Active listings were almost 100% more than February. Not shocking, nothing to really, that you should be really worried about. Typical. It was a winter market. We're now in a fall market. But the average price from February, we're down about 18.5%. So when we start seeing how the market has trended since February, where we are today, how the interest rates is impacting the market. When we look at detaches in Burlington, Oakville, Milton, Mississauga, Brampton, you guys will see that on the month-to-month, the two things that I want to highlight is if you look at Oakville, the detached prices is down on a month-to-month 9.67%. But it's up in Milton about 11.68%. A little bit interesting because typically at the end of the summer is when we see a slowdown and we see a pickup in September. But what we're seeing is that a lot of people are trying to find their bearings, so the market is not really going to behave the way it has in the past. Now, another thing that I want to bring to your attention here is if we look at the numbers since February, the average price of a detached home in Brampton is down 26.74%. In Mississauga, it's 25% down. And in Burlington, 24.5%. Interest rates put pressure, which means that the higher ticket items are going to feel it the most, and there's going to be a lot of downward pressure on pricing. Now, I do want to clarify something. I often hear this where agents say interest rates go up, house prices come down. That is not the case. Interest rates go up. It puts pressure on the consumer to adjust their spending, which then obviously will lead to pressure on pricing. So as we look at and analyze the numbers for semi-detaches in Burlington, Oakville, Milton, Mississauga, and Brampton, when you look at the month-to-month, Burlington is down about 6.77% from the month of August. Since February though, and you will see that Burlington actually has probably been hit the hardest. It's down about 30.7% from the month of February. And now as we analyze the numbers for condos in the cities that you guys see here, I want to bring your attention on the month-to-month. You guys will know that Mississauga is up about 4.17% since the month of August. And then since February, Mississauga is probably the least affected. So you're probably looking at prices, the average price have come down about 13.26%. Now I know that I've thrown a lot of numbers. You're probably thinking, why are you giving us so many things? First of all, people are still buying, which is a lot of misconception that people are, well, nobody's buying. Well, no, people are still buying, people are still selling. The difference is that because of this interest rate pressure, a lot of buyers are taking their time. A lot of buyers are trying to time the market. So business is still happening, it's just not happening at the same pace that it was, again, a few months ago, 6 months ago. It's not happening at the same pace, but it is still occurring. So the reason I throw these numbers is because we're starting to get a sense of where the market, what's the market, is what a buyer is willing to pay. So to wrap everything together, if we look at where inflation was about a year ago, for the month of September, inflation was already at 4.4% in 2021. Double of the target rate that the banks like to see, which is at 2%. Today, obviously, it's a lot higher, and in the next couple of days, they're gonna disclose the inflation rate for September. But the banks and everybody knew that we already doubled the rate back last year. And they dragged their feet into making the changes perhaps last year and even into this year. So now what they're doing is they're giving you that snowball effect of the interest rates, which then gives us a snowball effect of consumer behavior. So even though a lot of these segments are, obviously they're connected, some segments are feeling the pressure more than others. If you're looking at segments like Brampton and Hamilton, those two cities have been more heavily impacted than a lot of the other GTA cities, especially even if you're looking at Toronto. Toronto has been impacted, but it hasn't been impacted to the degree of the other two cities that I just mentioned. So what happens is with these interest rate hikes that the government has implemented, this is gonna take time. It's not something that's gonna fix itself in 2-3 months. So if you're a buyer and you're looking at trying to time the market, you can try, but that's the key word, is try. Is it gonna fix itself overnight? No. Do I think you have a little bit of time? Perhaps, but we also don't have enough inventory in the market either. So technically, by definition, we're still a seller's market. We only have about 2.5 months of inventory. So in trying to time everything and see when the lowest is gonna be careful. Try not to play that game. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you're buying long-term, this is a great time to buy. Prices have come down. It's gonna be offset, yes. I get that the interest rates are higher, but the prices that have come down is gonna offset. You're putting less down payment today than we were 6 months ago. Interest rates is higher, yes, but that down payment, it's cash, liquid cash that now you can keep in your hand. Sellers, well, you've had it good for a long time. We're in a great city and everybody wants to come here. And we've had that, you've had that low inventory, the economy was booming, people were coming, everybody was buying. You've had it really, really good. Perhaps you're not getting the same price that you would have at the beginning of the year, but you're not losing money because it's not money that you had and all of a sudden you lost. You're just not reaping the same benefits than you would have 6 months ago. If you're an investor, you know what, this is a great time as well. Because of everything that's happening, it's having a lot of pressure. So if you're an investor looking in the market, this is a good time. Reap some of the benefits of these unprecedented high rents that we're experiencing. So why not get into the market and start reaping those benefits? And if you're a renter, I know why you're putting in an offer and you're competing against 10 other people. It's just that type of market. So you'll have to be patient. You have to be well prepared. Make sure you have your credit reports, your job letters, your references. Be prepared, be ready, and that's the only way you're gonna minimize the risk of losing that property. So guys, here's another month of Market Sense. I hope this was informative. I cannot wait to see what the next month brings us. I'm certain that the Bank of Canada will be increasing their overnight rate at the end of this month, October the 26th. Personally, I think it'll probably be half a point. But again, at this point, your guess is as good as mine. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you share this video as well as comment, like, and subscribe with your friends and family. And I look forward to seeing you guys next month.